The one thing that a lot of people out there, including myself, are very curious about when it comes to Star Wars Episode 9 has all to do with the character of Rey and her identity in this film. This is Mike Zero. If you guys are new to the channel, do make sure to subscribe to see future Star Wars content. Now, when we look at the character of Rey in The Force Awakens, we do know that originally J.J. Abrams had big plans for the character. He was going to give her a very important lineage in this big trilogy known as the sequel trilogy. And now that J.J. Abrams is back for Episode 9, we do know that he is indeed changing many different elements of the character, and will also be applying a very important lineage for her in this movie. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film when it comes to some of the set leaks, the set designs, the concept art and storyboard descriptions, etc. However, I wanted to go over the character of Rey, and what's really intriguing to me is, of course, the plans that J.J. Abrams and crew have for the fans around the world for the character of Rey. And that all has to do with Rey's identity. Now, it's been said that Rey's identity is going to be one of the big main focus points in Episode 9, and that her identity is going to be so unpredictable in this film that it will change the game of how we see plot twists being made in a Star Wars movie. Now, I don't know about you guys, but to me, this sounds truly exciting, and it sounds like that we are really in for a treat here when it comes to learning exactly who Rey is. Now, we've been learning more about this film as we have been going through the principal photography stage. We do know that Rey is going to be a main focus in this movie, as well as Kylo Ren. This movie is basically all about Rey and Kylo and how they are going to interact with each other in this movie. Now, when it comes to Rey's identity, alright, the fact here is this, is that the way that they are changing the game when it comes to plot twists in a Star Wars movie is, of course, by making things unpredictable. So if Rey's identity is going to be unpredictable in this film, it really is mind-boggling now, isn't it? Is she a descendant of a Kenobi? Because to me, that's predictable. Is she quite possibly somehow connected to Skywalker or Han Solo and Leia? Again, that's predictable as well. So that's the other thing here. I'm really starting to wonder if it's so unpredictable in Episode 9, exactly, well, who is Rey? Who is she going to be in this movie? And how is it really going to change the game when it comes to how plot twists are done in a Star Wars movie? Now, this also lines directly up with what we heard a couple of days ago, that Episode 9, J.J. Abrams and crew are aiming really high at one of the big and major plot twists in this movie, is that it is going to be better than the I am your father moment from The Empire Strikes Back. Even though I believe that's pretty much nearly impossible to pull off, I can't say for sure as of yet, because we do know that J.J. Abrams has a lot of plans in store for many of the main characters in this movie. Now, when I look at the character of Rey, we do know that Daisy Ridley said before the events of The Last Jedi, before it released, she actually said that after Episode 8 would release, there would be 2 years worth of questions on exactly who the character really is and where she came from and where she's actually going in this movie. So with that being said, her lineage and her identity is going to be a very important piece in this film. It's going to be unpredictable, and it will change the game of how plot twists are done. Now, honestly, I think that this is enough for me to get a little bit more excited for the character of Rey. You know, because when we look at the character of Rey in The Last Jedi, I was quite let down. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with me on this, but when we learned that she was essentially a nobody, and that her parents were nobody in that movie, I was kind of like really let down. I really was hoping that she would be something special, or she had this real interesting origin, or something around those lines. All of this will be embedded in Episode 9. Now, the argument here, the big debate, of course, is, well, you know, in the prequel trilogy, Anakin Skywalker was a nobody. But here's the thing. We knew where Anakin Skywalker was going. We knew he was going to be, you know, who he was really going to become. We knew he was going to become Darth Vader by the time, you know, the end of Revenge of the Sith came around and in the original trilogy. So we knew all of that already. So far with Rey, we don't know where she's going, we don't know who she's going to become, and we don't know where she necessarily came from. We don't really know who she is at that. Now, there's a lot of ideas floating around out there that maybe she's the manifestation of the Force itself, like a physical form of the Force, or maybe the reincarnation of the first Jedi that was once at the first Jedi Temple, and that's why she's having dreams of Ahch-To. I don't know if you guys remember that piece of dialogue where Luke Skywalker says, "Who are you?" And, you know, she says, you know, "I'm nobody," or something around those lines. And what's intriguing to me is, of course, she had all of these different dreams of Luke Skywalker's island on Ahch-To. So it's possible that maybe she is indeed a reincarnation of the first Jedi that once belonged to the first Jedi Temple. Just an idea. So, guys, let me know what you think about Rey and her identity and how it's going to be unpredictable and how it's going to change the game of plot twists in a Star Wars movie. What's really going on here? Who is she? Overall, I'm just excited about Rey's identity in Episode 9. It sounds like it's going to be a, pretty big surprise for us, the fans. But anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to morning.